We will not copyright or trademark that. We do not have the rights to this at all. Please do not sue us. Thank you.
Welcome to These Unprecedented Gays, featuring Joe Granelli and Paul Smith. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and review wherever you stream your podcasts. Check us out on Instagram at tugayspod and email us at tugayspod@yahoo.com. We hope you enjoy.
Astronomy. Yeah, I was going to say this. I was like, you are not an astrologer.
I'm a Leo. Taurus rising.
Yeah, you are.
I'm an Aries.
Are you really?
Yeah.
In May? No, wait.
April.
I should know your birthdays by now. I know you're June. It's in my calendar. That's all.
We all know Joe's, so it's easy to remember.
It really is.
Well,
easy.
and we know whose birthday's coming up.
Oh, yeah, Nick. Shh. I was like,
I'm a Libra.
is this a test? I know you're a fucking Libra. All about balance and like making sure everyone's okay.
And he's so into scales.
That's true.
Lord.
Wait, I do what?
You're so into scales.
Oh, yes, I am. I love my scales.
Like money stuff, right?
Yeah. Balance.
Like your checkbook. Anyway, hi.
Hi, I'm Paul.
I'm Joe.
And we're These Unprecedented Gays.
It's us, we are them. I haven't seen you.
I know. We're going to talk about that.
I've seen you, but I haven't seen you here.
Right.
It's in a minute. It's been a minute.
Or
whatever.
Just tell the people, too. Tell the tuggers and tuggettes, sorry that you're not getting Nick and Andy this week.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Well, the episode hasn't dropped, so I haven't been able to hear the secrets, the sprinkled Easter eggs.
I know, but we're back, so I'm sure the audience is very happy about that.
Very much so. Back to your, what is it? Your pre-recorded programming? No, what is it?
Your
what is the phrase?
Regularly scheduled
Thank
programming.
you. Pre-recorded programming? What is this?
Well, I mean, it is
DVR?
pre-recorded.
Yeah.
Recorded before a studio audience.
Those are the fans
Yeah.
in the stadium.
We need a laugh
That's
track.
a laugh track.
Can you put that in?
I'm sure
You
you
got
can
one.
like find an app that will that has a laugh track online, so you can just plug in laugh tracks wherever you want.
I would just I should put that on my phone and after I say something that's really corny, just pop it up and then have that play.
Like in a meeting. The last quarter sales were down.
Oh my god, no. I want to do that. I mean, I'm not working, so I could do that. I'll just meet with random people and just, here you go. How are you?
Oh, I was just going to say, Will and Grace, they never had a laugh track. All the laughs on that show are from studio audience people cracking up.
Well, that was back in the day when they actually had live studio audiences. But they do have live audiences now, but they do a track too, right?
I don't know. I think every show's different.
We should go to
A live recording.
a recording of a show.
Just
I've always wanted to do The Price is Right.
Same. Even though it's true.
Be on it,
Like try to be on
Yeah.
it, but go to a
be a
recording.
contestant.
Go to a recording, and then if you go to a recording,
a
there's a
little
chance you'll be a
obnoxious.
I'm
contestant.
very good at guessing prices.
Are you?
Right.
I say I think you are. Yes.
Yeah. No, I'm not lying.
Like this
I'm really
can, a 24-ounce can of Dinty Moore
good. Right.
hearty beef stew.
Right.
How much is it, Joe?
$4.32.
Oh.
With inflation.
Wait, what's it called?
Dinty Moore. I just pulled out something out of my ass.
No,
Like
Dinty Moore. What was you say? Beef stew.
Hearty beef stew. 24 ounce.
No, I feel like.
24 ounce?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big can.
That is a big can.
Yeah.
But that's for a case.
Right. So it's probably $2.43 or $2.45 or something per
Oh,
can.
you were over.
Girl, I know.
So you're not allowed to go over.
I know.
And
Ew.
yeah.
Ew,
Bob-
look at that. That looks disgusting.
Can you
sorry.
imagine Bob Barker got the closest to 100 without going over?
I know. Okay, I saw that. I saw that, and I was like, oh.
R.I.P. Bob Barker.
Okay, on the topic of Price is Right, did you see the guy that spun the wheel and dislocated his shoulder?
No.
There was a guy that basically
Some of us
the
have
wheel
jobs,
thing.
Joe, so we have to get my prices right.
Even when I was working, I watched that shit, girl. You put it on in the background. Is this? It's on what? NBC,
CBS.
ABS, ABC, whatever.
CBS.
I don't have that channel, do I?
Yes, you do.
What time is it on 7?
There's Price is Right primetime now.
Oh my god,
So they do it
I
on that.
haven't watched Price is Right in a long time. I love that show because the set is the same, and you're like taken back to like what the 60s.
Well, yeah, but now they have male and female
Yeah.
prize
They do that, and the guy's hot.
spokesmodels. So I
Oh,
love
like
that.
the
Okay.
people that show what is on the like.
Yeah, where they do this hand thing.
Oh,
Are they
okay.
shirtless?
Why is
Is
he
there a
not
shirtless man?
They know their demographic.
I guess so.
Damn, he is. That is a.
Oh, I guess when they do a beach or a pool thing, they have them topless. I like it.
Wait, who is this male model? What is
James
his name?
O'Halloran.
James O'Halloran.
James O'Halloran.
I mean, he's gonna get me O'Halloran.
Okay. So back to the guy who dislocated his shoulder. spinning
Yeah,
the
so
wheel.
like I don't know if you want to like put it up there, but he was spinning the wheel, and I think he spun it too hard, and then like he like it's like dislocated.
Okay, but like little old ladies spin that wheel and they never get hurt.
So, but the guy comes back, and like I'm like, shouldn't he be in the hospital? Like, and
He
his
dislocated
shoulder,
his shoulder, it's
but
not a big
his, like
deal.
his shoulder, it's like
He's
It's
very
like-
enthusiastic in the picture.
Hey,
Let's
you know what?
Let's do some fact checking here. It's actually when he was celebrating.
Oh,
He wasn't
not when
actually
he
pulling the wheel.
Damn.
How do you dislocate your shoulder celebrating? Like that is like it sounds better when you say I dislocated my shoulder spinning the wheel.
Okay, this
Like-
is new fear unlocked.
I know. I'm just like
For me, can't celebrate because Joe's gonna dislocate his shoulder.
See, I'm worried like I would spin the wheel, but then I'd spin it so hard I'd fall on my ass as it's rolling around.
Well, but they wouldn't show it.
if they
right?
did,
They would, and podcasters would be talking about it years later.
well, I would start singing Taylor Swift songs, so they couldn't use the footage. You know, 'cause
Oh.
it's like they're never gonna get the rights to that.
Oh,
so
that
I'm
is
just gonna start
smart.
singing that.
As you're falling,
Yeah, as I'm falling, it's like
that's really that's like a
Yeah, it was while he was playing his game, he won, and he got so excited that he jumped up.
and then
or
I think
something.
his,
So it
his
wasn't the
wife or
wheel.
something had to do the spin,
oh,
and she didn't get it.
oh.
I'd be mad. I'd be like, no, I'll use my other
You're
arm.
right. Look at it. His wife joined.
like,
on the
look at
stage.
his arm. It's,
And he's like, ugh.
but also like the fact that they brought him back. I'm like, you should have made an announcement. Like,
They probably asked him, and he was like, "No, I want to be on the Price is Right."
oh my god, I'm like, I would be like, can I go get this
his
relocated?
wife's like, "I'm gonna spin the wheel, so I'll meet you at the hospital."
well, she fucked up. I mean, they didn't get the 99 or whatever. So
the dollar, or even the 1 cent, huh? Like if
You have to get a
If you get
dollar?
a dollar in the first one, you get to go to the spin the wheel again. If you get a dollar, you get $1,000.
No, if you get $1, I think you immediately go in, right?
no,
Oh,
you then spin the wheel again because you get. I mean, if you're the one closest to a dollar,
right.
then yeah. But like then you get to spin the wheel again for more money.
You know, I haven't. I need
Because
to watch this.
You have the
again.
dollar, and then you have the 50 cent and the 75 cent,
Yeah.
and the green. So if you
Because
hit
you're
one of
supposed to
those, you
get as
some-
close to $1
Yeah.
to then go to the
I
showcase
think it's
showdown.
like not even 1,000, 10,000.
I mean,
Oh.
it probably is now because of inflation.
right.
Right.
I don't think inflation is that high.
It
I mean,
probably is. It's
is
like
it
Snoop Dogg. It's that high.
I still love him and Martha Stewart's relationship.
Oh, it's
Also-
still $1,000.
Oh, it's still at that. Okay, come on. Price is Right. Give me a 10,000, please. Like,
Well, I feel
let's
like
go.
their prices are really weird. Like, here's a camper and like random like the prices are never like kind of like what you want.
Yeah.
Like with the showdowns or whatever.
I always want to be the first one when the showdown comes
'Cause
up
you can
because
pick.
I'm like, do I want a scooter, a spa, and
Right.
a camper?
Right.
Yeah. So then I'm like, is there going to be a trip in the next one? Like, I want the showcase where it's all trips.
Right.
You know, I want to go to British Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to Japan in the off season. I want to go to Warsaw. I'm like, where are you sending me?
Where is Warsaw?
I don't know.
Hold on.
I was
I
thinking,
learned-
if that's in Russia, you don't want to go to
I
Russia.
learned from Steve that the reason that some of those big trips are offered on Price is Right because the contestants don't actually claim them because they have to pay the tax on it. And so they just say instead, like, no, thank you. This has been fun.
Oh,
so
really?
So there's a percentage of the actual gifts that don't actually get awarded because the contestants like, wait, I have to do what? I have to pay what?
So my mom, we did in like Atlantic City casinos, they did a Price is Right, and it was licensed from Price is Right, so it was like their thing. But she actually won a few things, and they gave her in the contract the right to opt out and get a cash reward that was substantially smaller. So like, she had won about $5,000 worth of stuff, but it was a kayak and some other stupid thing you'd never use. Or she could take like $700 cash prize.
Oh, wow.
And still get taxed on it, but I mean,
Take the
but
cash.
it was, people took the cash.
That's way less. I was thinking maybe like half. 700 instead of $5,000?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's
Damn.
for $5,000, you know, yeah, if you want to go out and buy a kayak.
Well, but because in order to get the value of that, you'd have to sell them, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, and have it
taxes.
shipped and,
Yeah.
and all the other
Oh my
stuff,
God.
and pay tax on it.
So like, basically the theme is don't take the prize.
And price tax is 50 to 60%, right? So
Yeah,
you
it's
pay
higher.
tax
Oh
on
my
half.
God.
Do you ever hear? Did I ever tell you the story about Oprah Winfrey? So you know how Oprah used to do the big giveaways at Christmas time?
Yeah.
It'd be like all the teachers are in the audience, and then she gives away thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
worth of
yeah,
stuff.
a lot.
Well, originally, I worked for a company that would donate the prizes, you know, a big prize for that, computers. And originally, you just did that, but they didn't realize that these people would be saddled with all that tax. So after a few years of it, they started saying, okay, any company that donates product has to gross up their donation to include the tax. So you'd be giving like $1,000 computer, but you'd actually have to give them another $600 in cash to offset the money they'd have to pay in taxes.
Yeah, because I guess when Oprah did the first time, she gave away the cars in the audience. Every person had to pay $7,000 tax on that vehicle. So Oprah ended up paying for everyone's.
As she should.
Right? I'm like, you can't give me. Tell me I got a free car,
she's
but
a billionaire. Oprah can afford $7,000.
well, she's got some controversy.
What?
With her and The Rock.
Okay, I saw I was like away and don't know what's going on, but I saw like a picture. Like, what happened?
So they
Did you say controversy?
controversy?
Like very British?
I'm very British.
Oprah has a controversy.
in honor of your trip to
Okay,
Europe.
Bridgerton.
But supposedly they started this like fund to help people affected by the wildfires in Maui.
Okay.
So everybody was like, you're freaking billionaires. Just put a bunch of money in there and be done with it. Why are you asking all these people who are trying to survive for
Right.
money? Like, you guys could donate $1 billion each.
They didn't, was it like a match sort of thing?
I don't think it was a match thing. It was just them asking for people to donate. Yeah.
Okay, I get it. So that'd be like, I have $1 billion. Please help them. Please.
I'm sure they donated something, so.
Yeah, they donated $10 million each.
Okay. Okay. So,
yeah.
I'm not going to match that. I can't.
I'll give $10.
Also, can we just talk about how good she looks for being 100 years old?
She's not 100. She's like 70, and also like she is a billionaire, so she has the ability to be like, physically.
But she also has the ability to eat whatever she wants, whenever she wants, and could be the size of a house.
I mean, did you not see that she grows her own vegetables and everything too? It's in the O magazine.
Well, look really good.
And isn't her neighbor the prince and what's her name?
Meghan Markle?
They both live up in that area.
Probably, yeah.
Did
you see
Santa
them
Barbara.
at Beyond? Oh, we're going to talk about it. Hold on. We can't talk about it yet. We're going to get into it. Because this episode, we're going to talk about Joe's European vacation. We're going to talk about Nick's trip to go see Beyonce. We have some other stuff we need to discuss. But we need to go into how our week was.
How your week was.
Oh, okay, well, yeah. So we saw you guys this weekend
Correct.
because we went to a Labor Day pool party on a Saturday. And you guys came out. And it was weird because Andy made a pineapple upside down cake.
I was like, why was it
mini
weird?
ones, so individual ones. So every time somebody said, "Did you try the pineapple upside down cake?" I'm like, "Is it time to go? What? Are we leaving? Are you ready?"
Well, and his
Our
and
coworker.
Andy's burnt bottom was so good.
His what?
His burnt bottom.
Oh yeah. But there was like a rum
Heard it
simple.
before.
There was a rum simple syrup on there too. It was
I know, on his
delicious.
burnt bottom.
And a frangipane.
And a frangipane.
Oh my god, frangipane.
I saw her in concert the other day. But you guys left early. Did your little Irish goodbye.
I know, we dipped. Like, we just disappeared.
You dip, we dip, we all
Whatever
dip.
the dip
Yeah.
is, yes.
And you guys left right when the three guys that everybody was waiting to show up.
They were all
came.
fawning over.
Yeah.
Fawning?
Yeah, I guess so. Because it was like they were waiting. They invited a bar back from a bar here in San Diego that they frequent. He is a younger guy, probably like in his mid-20s.
I would say, yeah, maybe mid-20s, if not
And I'm
early.
sure for everybody else, he is a good-looking guy. I'm not into that kind of.
I can
look.
appreciate he's a handsome young lad, but I also am kind of like, everyone is like drooling over him, and I'm kind of like, eh. So that makes it less
But it's
attractive.
also like, I think it's interesting because like we see the same people at our party, so it's our same group.
Right,
Group
right,
and stuff
right.
like that. So it's always cool to see like new people, and they
Yeah.
do a good job of that. They like invite whoever
Yeah.
to their parties, even if they like see him out at the bar. They're just like, yeah, come, we're having a pool
Which
party
is
this
a
weekend.
little risky, because it could be a disaster.
I'm like, where's my bag at? Do I
Right. Have they
don't know
been
these
background
people
checked?
yet.
Have they ran their
Have
background?
they been vetted? I
Right.
need to know. But like Sean came and he brought his boyfriend Cody, and we're like, Sean Cody.
Right.
Seriously.
So, but Cody was a little gaby, and I'll explain that. So, he's a little cutie, but everybody was like, "Oh my god, he's adorable. He's so cute." Blah blah blah. With Sean, they were all like, "Oh my god, he's so hot. He's sexy." Like that's the difference between a twink and a gaby. Mm-hmm. Because gaby is going to be adorable and cute. Twink's going to be sexy and hot. Mm-hmm. And then once he becomes a twink, he won't be cute and adorable anymore.
You think that a gaby is moving towards twink?
Yes.
I would have put him more in a twunk.
No.
The
was
beefier
so
guy?
young. He was like Justin Bieber baby era, like young. looking.
I can see Andy, because he was built more.
He was a little bit more muscular.
Right.
Okay, I'll give it that.
I think he's
but
not. I don't think he's going to stop at go. He's going to pass directly through and go to twunk.
maybe there you go. He is on the train.
To
He got on at Gaby. He's
Right.
on his way to twunk.
Right.
Okay.
Wait, the gaby's on his way to twunk?
Yes,
But I think,
but
I
the
think
other
some
guy-
people who are considered twinks are just waifish, young,
Right.
not ripe yet.
yeah,
Right.
So
Yeah, they're like in Pokemon.
there's a banana that just needs to sit out on the counter for a couple of days.
and then they become old and spoiled.
They're that avocado, and if you don't get them at the right time, they're just going to go brown.
Oh my god.
Twigs have a short shelf life.
Okay. Oh my god. Speaking of avocados, I've been having really bad luck getting avocados, because they're all like way too
Hoard.
hoard. And I'm like, screw this, I want a ready avocado.
Okay, so you know how to ripen it up, right?
Well, I just don't get it. I want it to be ready the day I get it.
Don't you wrap it in aluminum?
Aluminium.
Oh my god. Is that the controversy? An aluminium controversy?
We've been watching way too much British baking show.
Is it back on?
The new season's coming out, and I'm so excited. Okay, well, then we're just going to jump into...
Okay.
Wait, no. Get back to avocado wrapping. How do you
I
wrap
don't
it?
even know. I was asking if you do.
I think you wrap it in aluminum and you put it in the fridge.
Oh.
Okay. I thought, isn't there something you do like a bag? Like a brown paper bag?
Brown paper bag.
Okay.
That's bananas.
Okay.
Yeah, bananas you can put in a brown paper bag because the gas that they give off will then ripen them.
It's the ethylene gas. I
And then
remember.
the other thing about bananas, kind of on the other end of it, is if you don't use bananas fast, once they're ripe, wrap the top in plastic, like just plastic wrap around the very top, and that makes them last longer.
Look, you put it in the paper bag with a banana.
Oh my god. So now I need a banana and a hard ass avocado. This is why is it so difficult?
What kind of dip are you making?
Well, it could be, you know how like avocado sometimes is done in like in like sweets, like cake. Although this is very whatever, it's random, but like I needed ranch, and so I go to Vaughn's, and they didn't have any of the Hidden Valley Ranch, which I'm sorry, like I don't know where it went.
Maybe it was.
I know it was hidden.
It's with the sriracha.
Oh man!
So
Hidden Ranch.
They had avocado Hidden Valley Ranch, and I was like, this will be fine. It was disgusting. So I don't recommend avocado Hidden Valley Ranch. And they have like coleslaw Hidden Valley Ranch. Not yet, right. I just wanted the damn regular ranch, so I need to find a ripe avocado and some Hidden Valley Ranch. That's on my to-do list.
Oh my god, it's like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah. But I don't know why it was so difficult to find.
I don't know. Maybe it was a shortage.
Labor Day, maybe.
There you go.
Everyone getting there.
All those cookouts.
They knew that ranch.
We didn't eat anything because they had a taco truck at our pool party, which was amazing.
So good.
Such a great idea.
And they what was the birria
tacos.
Birria? It was tasty.
I just wish they had the consomme, but that's okay.
Where'd you come? What's that?
We ghosted before the churros. Were they good?
They were really good.
Well, that motherfucker who was there was like, "Oh, just keep waiting, just keep waiting." I was like, "Bitch, if you don't give me a churro." I didn't say that, but I was just kind of like, it's not that hard. Put it in a little fry thing and roll it in some cinnamon sugar.
Maybe he thought you were hitting on him.
No!
You want to get his churro.
Listen, if he's offering that as an option, it's not flirting.
I hope he didn't deep fry it.
Or cover it in sugar.
That might be okay.
They do have Pop Rocks that you can put on your penis if you're giving blowjobs.
Ew.
Don't recommend it.
Why would that be a good thing?
You know, don't know.
It's just like the giver or the receiver. Because
It's
yourself.
This was when I was with my first boyfriend. We were out at like a sex shop, and they were like, "Yeah, we have these like new Pop Rocks, and it's like it'll like have this sensations." And we're like, "Okay," and like all that happens is you just get like sugar, like simple syrup in your mouth and on your dick.
Okay, but like what
That's
happens?
a blast. Oral sex candy.
The best part about this is Nick's search history now includes Pop Rocks, penis, oral sex.
Yeah,
But
it's
also,
fine.
like, what happens if you get some of those Pop Rocks in your slit of your penis?
In the urethra.
In the urethra.
You pop off.
That urethra needs respect.
Stop
okay?
Oh, pop off. Controversy. The aluminium pop off controversy. Anyway, we're off topic. So you went to a party. I saw you at the party.
I think
And is that all your week? That's your entire week?
Yeah, basically, you know, we went and saw a movie called Bottoms, and I will suggest it for people. It is about
Football movie.
Huh?
The football movie, right?
Yeah, it's about these two girls who are in high school,
Loosely.
and they're lesbians, and they start a fight club to meet girls so they can lose their virginity.
This sounds amazing.
It was awesome. It was
Where did-
very satirical, very like out there, but I loved it.
Like on the big screen?
Yeah,
Where did you see that?
Hillcrest Landmark.
Oh,
I was going to ask because I feel like that sounds more kind of indie.
yeah.
Huh.
It was, you know, and I've even seen like BuzzFeed did an article about that director. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Huh.
It very much like what you see at the LGBT Out Film Festival.
Nice. Okay.
So yeah, that's
Huh.
our weekend. So, and since you don't have anything, I guess we could go right into our favorite segment.
Yeah.
It's called Mouth to Mouth. Mouth to Mouth resuscitation. So, what are you living for, Joe?
I was trying to think of what, how to say mouth to mouth in French. Because I was like, in Spanish, since I was in Spanish, it'd be a boca. In French, it would be like, madame.
Bouche à bouche.
Bouche. Oh, God bless you. What'd you call me?
I think it's bouche.
Don't be
bouche.
a bouchev.
A bouchev?
Because La Bouche, remember that group?
Yeah.
Was called, that translates to the mouth.
Interesting. I have two things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bouche à bouche.
Bouche. Damn, Andy's speaking French over here. Oui, mama.
We are very, like, European, international right now.
I know, Andy's so
Nick was just
cultured.
a pee in a few minutes ago.
It was.
What? What?
That's the bathroom.
Did you? Oh, I didn't even notice. So my two things are the Reese's pumpkins are back in stock for Halloween, and they're the same goddamn flavor. But whenever they're shapes, it's like macaroni and cheese. Like Kraft macaroni and cheese. Whenever it's the shapes, it tastes better than the like noodles
Why?
because it's more surface area for the sauce.
Oh, okay.
Also, when we were like moving in and I didn't have any food, I got Fritos chili cheese and some like Easy Mac, and I put the Fritos in the Easy Mac, and I was like, "This is good."
Oh,
It was like a chili cheese or like a Frito pie, but
Right.
not. So that's the first thing, and then the second thing is air conditioning, because as we know, Europe doesn't like air conditioning. So I am very appreciative of the air conditioning back in San Diego. What's giving you life?
so I have two things. The first thing is Bob the Drag Queen has a special on YouTube called Woke Man in a Dress.
Okay.
It's actually super funny.
I saw bits of it on there. I don't know if Bob identifies Bob's Instagram page, and it looks really funny.
Yeah, it is really funny. So check it out on YouTube. It's called Woke Man in a Dress. And then the other thing is from Trader Joe's. Two things from Trader Joe's. It's milk chocolate covered peanut butter filled pretzels.
What was that? Say it again.
Milk chocolate covered peanut butter filled pretzels.
Okay.
It's a lot,
Uh huh.
but they're delicious.
I'd love to try those.
Oh no, you can't. I took them to work.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
that just means you have to make them.
That gold bag, Nick. It's the gold bag.
This one?
Nope, that one. There you go.
Oh,
And then also they have mini stroopwafels
at Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's.
I love those.
Are they
Yeah.
like? Do they look like the communion?
They're a little bit communion wafer size, but they're super thin, just like a stroopwafel. They're freaking delicious.
I love
I'm like,
stroopwafels.
body of Christ.
Yes. Oh my god. I mean,
they're so
I don't
good.
know if you've ever been to a Catholic mass or whatever, but like sometimes there's like folks that are a little older or whatever, and then they put their tongue out and they put the wafer on the tongue. So do that next time when you have your stroopwafel mini.
Oh.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
So, all right. Now that we got that out of the way, tell us all about Joe's European vacation.
Well, it was a whirlwind. I feel like I kept you guys updated for the most part. I did a shared album, and I just posted so many pictures, and I didn't realize that I took like 1,400 pictures for the entire trip. But it was, I think, it was really cool to see, obviously, other countries and other cultures. The only negative I would say is that it was peak tourist season and it was hot as fuck. So like, I knew it was going to be warm, but I also didn't realize that no one had air conditioning in like restaurants. And like locals in Europe were in sweatshirts. Like when I was in Paris, the locals at one of the little like boulangerie. Yeah, I know, I said it. Boulangerie. The fucker was in like long pants and a sweatshirt, and I'm in a tank top
Fashion
with
over
sweat
function.
dripping down my asshole.
There was a turtleneck
Yes, oui. Était en neck.
avec un beret.
Okay, so tell our listeners where you went.
Right, so I went to Barcelona, Paris, and Santorini. Sorry, Barcelona.
Okay.
Oh boy.
See. And I will say that I think I felt the most comfortable in Spain because I was able to actually like have conversations because I speak Spanish like conversationally. Paris was hard and Santorini was hard.
Well, did you find people in Paris were rude to you because you didn't speak French?
I tried. I what I noticed is same thing with Greece is if you tried to speak some of the language, they like saw you stumble and they're like, "Oh, we'll speak English to you." Because I feel like everyone spoke English fluently in both.
Well,
both
because
places.
Americans are just, arrogant, and they go to
Right.
other countries and they're like, everybody's going to speak English anyway.
Right.
So I'm just going to speak English to you. And,
No.
that is the quickest way to get them to clam up and not help you.
And I didn't do that. Like in Spain, it was fine. I spoke Spanish, and they were like, whatever. Paris, I was like, okay, like bonjour, like merci. Like I knew a couple. Like when I would order a water, I ordered two, and I was like, it is so hard because it's de. And I'm like, bonjour de. And they're like, oh, oui, oui, merci. I'm like, what the fuck is this language? Like, but they like, it is so hard to like speak French because it's all vowels just jumbled together.
It's the pronunciation that's
right.
The theory's not that different than Spanish.
It isn't, but it's like, Jesus, like so I started in Spain and I thought I was going to be really jet lagged, but I actually wasn't when I went in. And like, I think it's because I stayed awake the entire flight and then got in at like 9-ish. And I just powered through the entire day, and I was like, I'm gonna walk around and like whatever.
Well, especially if you go out and you soak up some sun.
And that's what I did.
Yeah.
And so I did that on the first day, and then I went to bed at 7:30 because it was like I was tired. And then the next day I did a bunch of walking around, and then
Nick must be so proud of you for all the walking you did.
I did so much walking, and I took the metro. Like I took
That's what I
took public transit, and like. So
by yourself?
By myself. Right.
You're like those little 3-year-olds in that show in Japan where they get to go to the grocery store on their own.
What?
They gotta remember to get everything.
I love that show, by the way.
I love that show.
Wait, why do I not? What is this?
It's a show on Netflix, and it's a show from Japan where like as young as 3, they're given money and a list of things to get at the grocery store. They have to walk to the little grocery store. And it's like they have to cross traffic and everything. And
are they supervised?
I feel like it's probably pretty produced in a way that they're not going to get hurt.
I was going to say,
right.
So like,
yeah,
they're filmed,
But-
and people are really nice to like guide them through, which might be just Japanese culture.
right.
I think so, yeah.
what is it called? I want to watch this.
What is it called? I think it's like growing up or something like that.
Totoro lives at home. No.
I love that show. So anyway,
Wait, Totoro
while
lives
Nick
at
looks
home.
that up.
Yeah, so the metro, I think that was my probably like proudest moment because I get really like
Old enough.
I get stressed
Old
out.
enough.
I'm gonna put that on my
old
thing.
enough.
I'm gonna put that in
Now
my
that you don't have
to-do.
anything to do to go
Right.
up.
So airport like unknown airports stress me out because I don't ever know where I need to go. I probably should look up maps. That's probably a smart thing to do before like maps at the airports.
Well, and not only that, but like it's always a good idea to kind of like get an idea of, okay, this is the map of the airport, and then how am I going to get from point A to point B
right
ahead of time? Because
and I didn't do any of that. I like flew with this
Flew by the
pants
seat
or
of your
whatever.
pants?
Right. And like that was all. It was all very much whim. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this. But when I got into Barcelona, I took a taxi. And that was fine. And then in Barcelona, I was like, oh, there's like, I stayed kind of like on the outskirts of like the Gothic area, which is like the main kind of like historic area of Barcelona. And so I did a lot of walking to get in. And then I was like, let me take the metro. And so it's easy to get around.
Every time you say the metro, all I can think
I'll
of
do a
is a
shot.
song by Berlin.
Riding
On the metro.
The subway, metro, the metro, the train.
The underground in
Right, and
The tube.
Yes.
I've never been on the tube. So lots of like historic stuff in Barcelona and just kind of seeing how it went. And then went to Paris. I had like, it was like an hour and a half long flight, 2 hours, I think. And then Air France. I flew Air France, and I was like really nervous because I did carry-on only. Like European carry-ons are like the size of an iPhone. They are so compact. And I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have to check my bag. I don't want to check my bag. I did carry-on only. Like I was able to get in, and it was fine. So I landed in Paris, and then I was like, okay, let me like walk around and get acclimated. I get to my hotel, but I took the metro, but it was not air conditioned. So like I'm with my bag, my backpack, and all of my sweat, and you basically have to just kind of like get to where you need to go. And like I had my phone, thank God I had roaming, but the trip was like 50 minutes of pure heat. And then I was like, well, I don't feel like showering right now because I'm just going to go out. And so...
Was there a train directly from the airport to...
Yes. So from the Paris or Charles de Gaulle, you basically... And it was like stressful because I'm like, I don't know where I am, but I know the metro is close and like gets you in.
Every time
take a shot.
says the metro,
Take a shot. metro. So it's like the train basically is in the airport, and I'm like, well, I need to go this way, and like the attendants are really helpful. I was like, Paris, and they're like, this way. I'm like, okay, perfect. And so I get into my hotel. It's like tiny. It's very boutiquey. It's probably smaller than this living room.
Studio.
Right. It was a bed and a clawfoot tub and a bathroom, like a toilet, which is fine. I think that's just like all you need. But it like overlooked kind of the city, and I was like, this is really pretty. And like when I was in Barcelona, it wasn't really like, I didn't really register that I was in a foreign country, even though I was in a foreign country, because I was kind of like, oh, I'm here, whatever. But when I got to Paris, I was like, how am I going to get to the Eiffel Tower? So they have e-bikes, which are so much fun. Like they have Lime. Remember when they had like the Lime bikes in San Diego? They have an app, and you can pay like $30 for 300 minutes. And I was like, this is ample time. I'm only here for 3 days. And so I got like the e-bikes, and I was like, oh, I'm living for this, because they go like 20 miles an hour. And like, I'm not used to like pedaling and going that fast without any effort. And like, it was so much fun. And I was like, okay, this is great. So I e-biked to the Eiffel Tower, and I was like, oh, like now I feel like I'm in a foreign country.
Okay.
Because I was like,
because it's something you recognize that it is foreign. And it's like,
and there were so many people, and like, I did get a little like teary eyed like when I got to the Eiffel Tower, because I was like, oh my God, like this is like so famous and iconic. And I was kind of like, I'm in another country. Like,
she's an icon.
Right. She's a legend. But it was kind of like that moment where I'm like, I got here, I'm all on my own. Like, I've worked hard to like be able to afford this, and like it kind of all just like hit me where it was like, oh my God, like I'm in another country, even though I like can't speak French. Right. Arguable.
So did you have any trouble navigating the streets?
Oh yeah. Oh, it was hard as fuck. But like, the beauty of like, I think they have 5G, so it was good. The beauty of like having roaming, it was like, I just did on Apple Maps. I put in like where I needed to go, and it does the watch.
Oh, right on your watch.
So like, I had my little, like, I had it in my bag, and like it was all sealed up or whatever, so like nothing would fall out, and then I would just follow the directions on my watch. They were generally easy to follow. I got rerouted a lot.
There's a lot of tiny little streets.
Oh
and
yeah.
Alleys. And
Like the
one-way streets too.
The general, like where I was staying was in Les Marais, and like I knew like, okay, I need to go left to get to like everything, because like I was in like the kind of like upper right quadrant of like the circle of Paris, and I was like
arrondissement.
But was what?
Arrondissement. The neighborhoods are known as arrondissement.
Oh yeah.
You have the number like the
that's how you say it. I thought it was like arrondissement. Arrondissement or whatever, but like yeah, they're broken up like concentrically, like clockwise or whatever in like numbers.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what number I was in, but I was close to the Notre Dame.
You were close to the Pompidou.
God bless you.
The building with all the tubes on the outside.
I didn't see that.
If you go to the metro in MRA, that's the metro stop. Pompidou.
I think I got off at that metro stop. I didn't look into it though.
So when you took the metro to where Sacré-Cœur and Moulin Rouge is, right?
No, I biked.
Okay. Oh, you biked. Okay.
So the only time I took the metro was from the airport and then to the Palace of Versailles.
Okay.
Versailles.
Because when we went, our hotel was like up the street from the Moulin Rouge, heading towards like Sacré-Cœur, and our room at this hotel was like on the top floor. And so they had an elevator, but one elevator in the entire like boutique hotel, and it was tiny. Like we got in and we're like, are we gonna be able to fit the two of us and our two little carry-ons?
It fit two of you in there?
Barely.
When I got into my hotel, the boutique hotel, similar. It was like the size of this cushion. It was probably 1.5 feet by 3 feet, and I was like, am I gonna fit in here? It was extremely claustrophobic.
Did your boutique hotel like offer breakfast in the morning?
They did have, yeah.
Like, but where was it?
It was in the lobby.
Okay, because ours was like there was a lobby, and then like you had to go down the stairs, and they had it underground.
Oh.
So we that's where we had our breakfast in the morning. Like it was very interesting.
I will say that like I paid extra when I was in Spain to have breakfast just because I was like it was like it was actually pretty good. They had like a buffet style thing, and they like could make you separate things at both of the hotels that I stayed at in Spain, and then in Paris it was included. But it was like here's like a croissant or like some bread, and I was like that's fine. And so like that was kind of like my pre-breakfast, and then I would go out and have like a sandwich with like sustenance or like eggs or whatever. Finding food was like really easy in Paris.
Yeah, the thing that we saw is like, okay, yes, food was really easy to find, but it felt like it was very repetitive unless you were really looking for something different.
It was like bread and cheese,
ham sandwich,
right? Or I ate a lot of quiche, which was fine. Because I was like, this is again, I can eat eggs and this is whatever. I didn't have any escargot because I don't like escargot. And I think my mom was funny because she was like, seemed like you ate a lot of pastries. And I was like, oh, I did. Like,
but that's why you go.
That's right. Not out of the ordinary.
Well, but like, I eat a lot of sweets, but like, I also supplement that with like real food.
Yeah, like we would get up and we would on our way out to like because we were in like a little neighborhood. There were all these little like shops and bakeries that were open right in the morning. So we go, we get a baguette, we get some cheese, we get a little like fruit tart and stuff, and then like take that up to like Sacre Coeur, walk around, sit on the steps, eat our lunch and everything. Like, and we even had like the best camembert cheese we ever had was in Paris, and it was the dessert.
The stinkiest.
And it was the stinkiest cheese. But I was like, oh my God, I loved it. It was so delicious.
Yeah, I think I had, I'm trying to think what I ate. I had a lot of crepes too.
Okay.
Because I was like, I know I can eat a crepe well, and like, I'm good with that. I'm trying to think, I did, like, Paris was like a whirlwind because I did so much.
Did you have French fries?
No. But I did have pommes frites. I had a nice steak with fries.
So, did you go to McDonald's at any point?
No.
See, like,
but
that's my thing. I go to other countries. And
They're
I go to
so
McDonald's.
fancy. The Paris McDonald's.
Oh my! The one on the Champs Elysees is amazing.
Every one of them had like floral arrangements outside. I'm like, I'm sorry, this is upscale.
We went to the one close to Palace Versailles.
Yeah,
and I was like, all right, let's just go to McDonald's because I need to see what they got that we don't have in America.
Macarons there?
And did what?
They do, yeah. They had that in front of McDonald's because I was like, oh, this looks pretty. And I was like, oh, shit, this is a McDonald's.
Yeah, that one. The one that's on the Champs Elysees near the Arc de Triomphe, it has like marble walls. It's just incredibly beautiful.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I just didn't, I was like, I think I avoided them because there were a lot of lines to get in. And like, whenever I was hungry, I was like, I just need something quick. Let me get it and let me get out. So like Paris was a whirlwind because it was like I get in, I look at the Eiffel Tower, and then I'm like, okay, cool, I'm done. The next day, I think it was like, I don't even remember.
I think differently.
The Louvre I did on the second full day because I had roughly 3.5 days. So like the first day, I think I walked around. I really, really wanted to see the catacombs, but they were all booked. So I was like, damn it.
This is why you plan ahead.
And I was just going to say, like, I didn't book anything in advance, and I had to pay, like, way more. Quite literally, I had to pay more because it was like, oh, shit, this is a lot. Like, same-day stuff. So, like, I did a couple of things in, like, on the whatever day, the first, like, real day where I, like, walked around. And then I went to... One of the days I did the Sacre Coeur, and then I looked at the Moulin Rouge, and it was packed. And then I did... what did I do at night? I'm trying to think. I did the Palace of Versailles. I also did the Louvre.
Did you do the Gardens at Palace Versailles?
No, because I was so fucking over it. Because it was a goddamn sauna, and it was a sardine, and I was like, I don't want to deal with this. I almost got in an altercation seeing the Mona Lisa. Because there was a tourist from another country that was trying to push his way through, and I was like, get the fuck out. I like put up the arm, and he like like walked past me, and I was
He
like,
shook your hand and moved on, right?
And I was like, okay, this is happening. And I was like, no.
Yeah, I was telling Joe, other countries don't follow cues.
Not at all. And I was like, I can't get arrested in France.
American social cues are not the same.
Nope.
I will say I love that photo you sent of like the Mona Lisa, like Instagram versus reality, because it was like this really beautiful shot of Mona Lisa, and then you pulled back 5 feet, and it was just like chaos.
You people don't like, if you haven't been to the Louvre,
I have.
The Mona Lisa is a postage stamp.
It is tiny.
It is basically a postage stamp.
In a room with 1,000 people.
Right. And you're basically in front of a ton of people trying to see it. And it's like everybody is crowding around there to get as close as possible to get a picture of it. And it's like...
Yeah, no thank you.
You know, and a lot of it is like, there's a lot of Asian tourists and stuff like that who love that kind of thing, and they want to get as close as possible and take a ton of pictures in front of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you know what? There are times of the day when you can go and miss those crowds.
Right.
There's like little hacks, and the more you know, right?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Like, my Louvre experience was, I want to go see the Mona Lisa, and that's the first thing I'm going to do. I did it, and then I was just like, I'm fucking over it. Like, you were in my brain in the entire trip, because I'm like, Paul would hate all of this. Like, the crowds, not the content, but the crowds. Like, I'm okay with crowds, but I was like, fuck this shit. I was like, I don't have any patience for this. And like, God, it was bad.
Was it busier? Was the Louvre busier than like any of the museums we did in DC?
Yes.
See, like, that's why I really enjoyed the gardens at the Palace of Versailles, because like, it was nice out. There was nobody else around. We could walk.
It's sprawling too, so you can kind of be on your own, and you're finding these other little things to see in there.
Yeah,
but it was a lot quieter and a lot cooler.
I wanted to do that because it came with my ticket. It was like, I had the full, like, you could do all this stuff, and I was like, once I got through the sauna, I was like, I can't. I need to get back, because it was, again, a train ride to get there, and I was stressed from the train ride because I was like, don't know how to get to the train. And it was also raining. And so I was like, this is fine. I did the Palace of Versailles on my last day. And then I had that night was like a river, the cruise on the Seine River. Seine. Because it was included. It was included. Seine. It was included in my Louvre ticket.
Okay.
So like everything, and like I had to do like the extra stuff because there were no tickets of like the cheap option. So it was like, I'm going to see the Louvre, and then I'm also going to get a cruise at night, and then it's like, I'm going to go to the Palace of Versailles, but I also have to get the garden thing. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to get any tickets. So key there is, like Paul said, like book in advance. But Paris, I think, was my favorite of the three because the accessibility and the ease to get around. And I didn't experience much rudeness. I did see rude Americans.
Oh, yeah.
Like, who felt entitled. And it's funny because, like, I feel like at each of my locations, I kind of befriended some other Americans. There was, I think, Nora and Tom, elderly couple.
Shout out Nora and Tom.
Elderly couple from Florida that stayed in our in the Paris boutique hotel. And when they told me they were from Florida, I was like, oh, okay. And they were like, we hate our governor. I was like, girl, we can be friends. But I was thinking about them because they just had that hurricane. The bad one.
Oh my god! I hope they're okay.
I have no
Nora
way to
and
contact
Tom, reach
them.
out if you're okay.
So, but like Paris was really cool. I saw a lot. It was very go, 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 and that's not like me at all. But I was like all on adrenaline.
What was your favorite food in Paris?
My favorite food in Paris were all the pastries.
Not one specific?
No, I mean I had like there's like oh my god, I had you could name everything. It was like sponge cake foods. Also, the crepes were really good. Like, I had a lot of like croissants, pain au chocolat, like little cookies, everything you could think of, baked goods, eclairs. Like, I ate so much.
I hope
sweets.
the only pain you ever experience from now on is pain au chocolat.
Oh yeah. So Paris, that was like Paris highlights. And then I had to go from Paris the next day to Greece, which I was more excited about because Santorini has always been like on my bucket list.
And you thought Paris was busy.
Girl, I thought Santorini was just going to be like, oh, like, no one there. It's going to be fine. I should have known the beginning of the trip when I was in the Paris airport, like, I get checked. They're like, we need to search your suitcase. Also, your toiletries need to fit in a Ziploc bag. And I was like, fuck. Like, I had more than that. And so I'm like, great, whatever. So I had to throw all that shit out. So the best part, though, is flying to Santorini. I got an email from Air France that was like, do you want to upgrade for $50 for first class? And I was like, fuck yeah, I do. And so, like, the food on first class, Air France, pinky up.
Yeah,
it was like a great breakfast. And I was like, okay, like, I'll do for $50. Yes. So I get into Santorini, and then I have like a shuttle that was like $20 to get to the hotel. And then I asked the like receptionist lady, I was like, so like what's the best way to get around? And they're like, well, don't bike because it's dangerous on the roads. And then, do you have a motorcycle license? And I was like, no. And they're like, well, you can't do a scooter. And they're like, they have ATVs, or you can do a rental car. And I was like, let's just do a rental car. It'll be the easiest thing to do. The rental car people came to the hotel and dropped off the car. And one of the best parts about Greece is they are so chaotic when they drive, and I loved it. Because I'm not, like, the safest driver in America and California, so I felt kind of at ease. And I'm like, I'm going to pass this semi? Yeah, you bet I am. I'm going to go however fast it is? Yeah, you bet. And, like, it was chaos, and I lived for it. And so Santorini was beautiful. Like, the sunsets were stunning. The hotel I stayed at was really nice. It was just picturesque. Like, postcards, it was like a postcard every single night.
I found the people in Santorini to be really, really nice too.
They were very friendly.
Among the craziness of
Yes.
tourist season, people are still really friendly.
I feel like that is a true statement. Very hospitable, I think.
Yeah.
The highlight meal that I had was on, I forget what the restaurant was, but I had salmon and then some hummus, and it was like the perfect size, and the salmon was so fresh. It was like butter, and it fell apart.
It's pronounced hummus.
Hummus. And I had a lot of pastries there too, because why not? And then I did also a sunset cruise there. And then by this time I was kind of like getting homesick. I was like, I'm on day like 8 or 9, and I'm like, fuck, I have like 6 more days, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 5 more days. And I was like, okay, like, this is a thing. So Santorini was more like relaxing, kind of walking around, seeing the Ia, like very picturesque houses,
white houses,
right, with the blue roofs.
Sen?
Is it roofs? Is it roofs plural?
Roofs.
Anyway.
Roofs?
Roofs.
It sounds wrong.
Roofy.
Yeah. So Santorini was more like relaxing, and then did a lot of just kind of like walking around in the historic areas.
But you mentioned the other day when we were talking about it, that like Santorini is a place to go with someone else.
Yes.
To share. 'Cause
Yes.
It's romantic and
I felt
beautiful.
single as fuck, and like on that sunset cruise, there were all the honeymooners, and they were like, "Oh, like, are you here alone?" I was like, "Yeah, but my boyfriend's back at home," and blah blah blah. And they were like, "Oh, that's really nice."
You should have worn the upside down pineapple shirt.
I mean,
I'm alone and looking.
no. When I will say, when I was in Barcelona, there was definitely an older gentleman that did like a whiplash neck double take at me, and I was like, "Girl, there's nothing to see here. This is a sweaty, nasty shithole." But I was like,
Was it the laundromat guy?
she still got. Oh
Joe,
yeah.
Joe kept telling me about all these like people he'd meet. I'm like, all of these sound like pornos to me.
Right. Well, so I had to do the laundromat in Paris because I had sweat through all of my clothes. And I brought like 10 days of clothes. So that should tell you Joe was not cute. But there was this guy, Aldo, and he's like, oh, he was from Italy. He's like, does your Grindr work here? And I was like, I don't know. I don't have it. And he's like, oh, like, it's not working. I was like, I'm in a relationship. He's like, I'm not trying to get with you. And I was like, okay, whatever. But like, don't like lead with that. Right. But like, we were getting to chatting. He was like, oh yeah, like if you ever come to Italy, like we'll hang out. I was like, sure. But I was like, whatever. So, the various people I met were really interesting. Like the honeymooners in Santorini were really fun. There were these two couples, which were really fun to kind of like get to know. One couple was from I think Long Island, and the other one's from Maine. So just fun chatting around with other Americans. So then after that, I went back to Barcelona, and again I was like, oh my god, I still have so much more time. And so I actually moved my flight up a day because I was like, I'm just ready to be back. And then I did the Sagrada Familia, which is like the really famous Gaudi cathedral, which has been under construction for like 100 years, I think.
It's supposed to be finished in like the next 10 years.
I think in 2026.
Yeah.
And I will say it was beautiful. It was rainbow stained glass everywhere, and I get it. But again, so many fucking people. So my takeaway from this entire trip is don't go in summer. Go in like either winter or fall.
Late fall.
Right.
It's cooler and less crowded.
And I don't the locals are like, oh yeah, like the beaches. And I was like, I could give two shits about the beach. I don't care. Like, I would rather be able to like not be in crowds. And so if it's like snowing, I'm fine with that. Like, I don't care. So I get back. My last travel day back was terrible because I get to Barcelona airport 2 hours ahead, which I figured was ample time. Get through security. It took like 40 minutes. I go to the lounge, and they're like, oh, you have to go through passport control. And I was like, what the fuck is passport control? They're like, it's basically customs. I'm like, okay, fine. I get through that. It's like another 40 minutes. I get to my gate. I'm boarding. I'm like, well, I guess I'm not going to have snacks or like anything else. It's an 8.5-hour flight.
And you did not upgrade to first class on that?
No,
flight.
But I did upgrade to priority, like the one behind first class, and I'm glad I did because it was much better seating. Although my seat was broken, so they had to move us and rearrange the section because it was like they wouldn't have been able to let me sit in that seat per FAA regulations. And I was kind of like, they should have let me sit and I could have sued them and got some money.
Was it FAA regulations? Because that's a U.S. thing. That's not a Spanish thing.
Yes. It was, they said regulations, and I'm assuming, so it was maybe the
I'm just pulling a Joe on you right now. Just a little.
It was the Spain Aeronautic Association.
Right.
It was
SASA.
SASA. But so then I fly into Newark, which is the worst airport on the earth. Like,
sorry, New Jersey people.
Listen, if you're going only to Newark, I'm fine as like a final destination.
Sure.
But if you have a connection, God help you.
No, I mean,
it's terrible.
So we have flown in and out of Newark a lot because my family is in northern New Jersey.
And that's your stop, though.
It is our stop, but it is crazy crowded.
Yes.
And sometimes insane. And
right.
Like getting through security is insane.
It is. And it's like, I landed in Terminal C, and I was doing my global entry interview, which took 5 minutes, so I was like, whatever. And then I had to go from C to A. I was like, oh, that's fine. You take the train, like the air terminal thing, and like they'll drop you off at A, you'll be good. No. A is a like parking lot where you have to take a shuttle to get to the terminal, and they had no set time on how long the shuttle would come, and I was like, I have to run. And I ran from the parking lot into the terminal to catch my flight.
You home alone?
Oh, yeah. And then I was like, okay, I have no time to get food, so I'll have Dunkin' Donuts and Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And I will say that was a great meal. And then I get back, and now I'm here. So that was my whirlwind of a trip.
Are you glad you went?
Yes. I think there were a lot of moments of, wow, like, gratitude and just kind of like, wonder and awe, I think. Just like seeing these things that people have like talked about and like seeing the sites and all the history and experiencing that alone, independent, I think was empowering. I definitely think it's more fun to travel with a companion.
Yeah.
Just because it like not only is more like it's not lonely. I wasn't lonely at all in any of the places that I went, but
you feel like you're missing out on the
right.
sharing part of it because so much of it is better when you share it.
Yeah, I mean, I also had to spend double on certain things. Like I went to a concert on my second to last night in Spain, and it was really cool because it was at the Casa Batlló from Gaudi, and it was really pretty. But like, I was a single person.
Is that where the lady serenaded?
Yes, although I will say that
Instagram handle.
No, but so for the listeners, there was a concert. It was like this jazz woman and two guys, and so basically I had me in an empty seat. And when she did her first thing, she comes around to me and is singing directly to me, and I'm like, oh fuck, this is great. And everyone assumed I'm straight. I was like, girl, not at all. The guy next to me was like, oh, I would have killed for that. I was like, honey, no. She's stunning, but not for me. So that was a perk of kind of the solo travel. But I miss Nick. I miss being home. It's a lot to be gone. So I think the magic number is maybe 10 days of travel.
Well, and you can't really put a rule to it because in a different time, with a different traveling with more than one person, you might be fine for 2 weeks. You might be fine for 3 weeks.
I think
just that experience.
I was getting lonely towards the end,
but good that you checked in with yourself and kind of knew. Okay, well, I don't need to do another day.
Yeah, and I'm glad. I was like, oh shit, I might have to At first, I wasn't able to find a change of flights, and then I was like, oh, this works out, and it was perfect. So I was like, this is good. And I'm glad I did, because then I was able to get back, kind of have a day, because we're still in the process of moving of apartments, and I still had shit to get from my old apartment, and I was like, this is an extra day. So all in all, I think, solo travel I recommend.
One of the dividends about traveling like that, though, is later on you'll watch a TV show where it's filmed in Paris or it's filmed in Barcelona, and you're like, oh, I was there.
Yeah.
And it makes it changes that experience.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that. I'll have to see in what is the Japanese show that I need to watch? Grown Up? That's in Japan.
I'm just glad you did all this by yourself, so now that, because I want to be all of those places, you can be like, I've done this, I know how to do it, here we go.
Yes.
Selfishly my own.
Okay. Yeah. So that was my trip.
Well, you weren't the only person in the group that had an adventure this last week.
I know. Nick went and saw Beyonce.
Listen,
Beyonce?
We are already at an hour of this episode, so I will keep it short and sweet. I have really great friends in this room that nudged me in the way of doing something that I wanted to do for 20 years, which was see Beyonce live. It was her birthday. Joe was kind enough he was like, hey, I got your hotel room, because...
No, I didn't get his
he had points. So
points from Novartis got him a hotel room.
And so it just worked out, and it was her birthday, and tons of people were there, and I kept texting you guys of oh, so-and-so just showed up, and so-and-so just showed
who?
up. Well, I looked, because I wanted to make sure that I was right. So yeah, the Kardashians were there, and Bezos was there.
Why are they with Jeff Bezos?
They're all friends.
Because they're all in the same section.
And who's that girl?
This is his girlfriend.
Is that Lauren?
I don't know.
I've met her.
So I was when I was looking at tickets. This section they were sitting in, this VIP, was $8,000 per ticket.
Oh,
so
okay.
just
Easy.
That's my pro tip. If you want to go to the VIP concert and spend $8,000, you might meet some celebrities. But I didn't know, and I just looked that actually, what's her? We were just talking about her, the Duchess. That's not the Duchess.
Oh, Meghan Markle.
Meghan Markle was there.
Harry were there.
Yeah.
Yes. You saw Diana Ross.
I saw Diana Ross. I saw Bieber show up. Oh. I saw Zendaya and Tom Holland.
Oh.
Right. Leslie Jones was there. Simone and Gigi Goode were there.
There were so many people at her birthday bash.
Selena STDs with Frankie Grande were there.
And I've been continuing to see posts of people that were there. So, even more, I'm just I got to experience her birthday. Mm-hmm. And she did a shout out at the beginning. She's like, thank you to these people. And I was like, sort of random. But then I realized it was like, oh, they're all here tonight.
Right.
And was the actual day
Kelly
that
Rowland
you went
and I
to
can't
her
remember.
birthday?
I'm so sorry.
Michelle Williams.
Michelle was there too. So the three of them.
Well, Kelly went all 3 nights that Beyonce was performing.
That's cool.
So.
I hope that there's this celebrity world life that I kind of wonder, because most of those when the show ended and the lights came up, most of the VIP boxes were empty. So they had left. Who knows how much earlier?
Yeah.
And my mind was was Beyonce having a birthday bash after? I'm just
probably.
She is so talented, and you probably feel this way about Taylor Swift. There's just this there's the level of production that you're just so impressed by.
And she had like Les Twins there, who were the two dancers on each.
Oh my god, they were
her.
so sexy.
And they did like a whole thing. They're amazing.
They're so
What are they called?
dancers.
Les Twins?
Les Twins, yeah, they're twins who
from Paris.
yeah.
Men.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they,
beautiful men.
They
Beautiful
do this
men.
thing where they climb up a pole,
And they, like, are
and they
swinging.
do like a back and forth kind of thing.
Oh.
One of the
I just feel like the production, me being the nerd, it's like looking at that and being like, okay, how do they do this? Like this huge horse and huge set pieces kept coming out,
Yeah.
and I'm like, where are they putting all this
Were you
stuff?
there for the opening act too?
Yeah,
Like,
no, just the DJ. It was just the DJ guy.
okay. Because like I know that one of the shows, I don't think it was yours, but it was like probably the one before that. It was like DJ Khaled was there with like Lil
That's
Wayne
cool.
and like Coi Leray and all those kind of people. So I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. To
It was
see
my
them
first time to SoFi, so it's a
Beautiful,
huge,
right?
It's so huge, and weirdly, like the ticket I bought was a single ticket, and it ended up being in like some VIP section that was like kind of awesome because it also had some like food and wine and some other, like I didn't know what I was buying because you're on Ticketmaster being like, I don't know what I'm buying. I just want to see Beyonce.
They had like a special Beyonce Renaissance, like a raspberry Renaissance.
They had
ripple.
3. I wish I would have taken a picture of it. They had 3 special drinks.
Okay.
And they were on the house, so like because of the ticket I bought, and I'm like,
Oh.
oh, okay.
And you had
okay.
each one of them.
I had each one of them.
That's why the one behind you was sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, I sent a picture. There was a guy like taking a nap behind. Well, and I was worried that just being by myself, like I felt a little self-conscious. I felt a little like people are gonna be like, oh, who's this asshole by themselves, right?
Right.
But like the group of people around, we had so much fun, and that was so
was your
great.
section like this, like the second floor or like the main entrance
It was
floor?
so there was floor, and I thought about getting the floor, but I'm glad I didn't because you're kind of looking up to the stage.
Yeah.
So it was like one up.
Yeah, so it's
from
basically
there.
where I
Like
was for Taylor Swift.
Club level.
Yeah, but you were on the side and I was more straightforward. Okay.
And it was.
And then Steve and Mark were all the way up and like
they were sending me
4th level.
pictures. 5th level.
5th level. Oh my god, that's like all the way up there.
That's another zip code.
Wait, how many levels are there?
There's like 5. Yeah.
Oh no!
They had to hold up the little red light so the plane didn't hit them.
But then it's not so far, it's just so far.
Yeah, exactly.
There's just so much, like those shows. There's a level of production, and it was so great, and so thank you everybody that nudged me to do it because I was gonna fly somewhere else, and I was looking at other tickets, but then the cost added up, and then buying a last minute, it was probably about half of the cost.
Okay.
And so I rationalized it, and I went, and it was. I will always remember the experience.
Cool.
So, thank you for asking.
All right. So before we leave, we had to address something. So this past week, our engineer, our loved one, Cooper, left us to move on. I make it sound like he like picked up and left, but like.
You got a better offer from
with his luggage, just like
I'm out of here.
and this like a little hat or something.
You guys suck.
But no, he would marry Poppins out of here.
Yeah.
You know that with an umbrella.
So Cooper crossed over the Rainbow Bridge. So this is actually our first episode ever without Cooper, and it's been a hard week because I miss him so much. And I know it's been hard on Andy too. The weird thing is that it feels like it's coming out again. Like you have to tell everybody. So like we posted on, we waited a day, then posted on social media about it, and then like oh, who isn't on social media? Like we went out for a walk the other night, and like we saw our friends Mike and Mike, and we had to tell them. And then it was like, Linda came over, and we had to tell Linda, and she started crying. Oh my God, she was a wreck. But I will tell you this cute little story. We went to lunch that later on that day because we had somebody come to the house and do it, and so we decided to get out of the house and go to lunch. The place wasn't open. we ended up spending a little bit of time at Aldi, grabbing a couple of things. We've never been in one, did that. So then we went to a barbecue place that we had been to before. We're ordering our food. A guy comes up, tells the server behind the counter who was ringing us up, I'm just going to go out to my car for something. And then he left. And then me and Andy go and sit at a table in the back corner of the restaurant. The guy walks in and he has a dog with him. And the dog walks past everyone else. The guy sits at a table. The dog walks past him and comes and sits with me and Andy.
Like right on my feet,
yeah.
leaning up against us. And it was like the sweetest thing ever.
And we were like, his human was calling him over and stuff like that. And he just sat there with us.
Aww.
And it was like, we had to be like, hey, it's okay. You can go with your daddy. It's fine. Go over there. It's fine. He finally, reluctantly got up and walked away. But it was like, kind of like he knew that we needed something from him just to kind of make it better. So please give your pets a kiss and a hug and everything. We miss you, Cooper. We love you. Hope you're good. And everybody have a great week.
Good boy, Cooper.
Special thanks to Andrew Smith and Nick Stone for producing the show. If you like us, please follow us at tugayspod on Instagram and visit us online at tugayspod.com. You can find us anywhere you can stream podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know topics you'd like to hear. And always remember, stay safe, stay classy, stay sassy, and always stay a little bit trashy. See you next week.